Hey creators, what's up? It's Mattia here for a new crowdfunding coaching video. For the ones who don't know me, my name is Mattia Di Stati and I'm a crowdfunding coach. My goal is to give you all the tools to successfully launch your project on Kickstarter or Indiegogo on your own by sharing my experience and tricks about the industry. I've managed to launch a 6-figure campaign on Indiegogo with my startup Solenica, and since then I've coached more than 300 creators from all over the world. So today I wanna start the video with a question for you. What is the first mandatory step to take in order to launch a successful crowdfunding campaign? Well, the answer is the target definition. Why is this so important? Because the entire campaign's materials are gonna be tailored on that precise target to be as much effective as possible. You need to be sure to talk directly to your potential future backer. So, how can we identify the right target for our crowdfunding project? We'll see it in details in a bit. But before, I wanna remember you to smash like and subscribe to my channel to be always updated on fresh new content that I'm weekly sharing here on YouTube and on my blog, mattiadistati.com/blog. You'll find there precious resources and all the transcript version of these videos. And now, let's continue with today's topic. So, how can we define the perfect target for our Kickstarter or Indiegogo campaign? Well, first of all, when we refer to target definition, we don't need to get confused with the potential final user of my product or service, like people that are gonna buy my product or download my app when that is already out there in the shelves or in the App Store. But we need to focus attention on the final potential backers of my crowdfunding campaign. People who are gonna back my project while in Kickstarter or Indiegogo. Why that? Because not every final customer of my product or service are gonna be ready to become backers during the campaign. But it's true the opposite though. Every backers will be final customer of your product for sure. So, in order to define the target, we're gonna use two different kinds of information: demographics and behaviors. Let's start with the demographics info, such as age range, gender, and location. Age range. So, we need to pick up an age range according to the people that could eventually be interested in our crowdfunding, right? For example, we're gonna launch a luxury watch on Kickstarter, and the price is gonna be something above $150 per piece. So probably I would not take in consideration people below 25 years old, because they tend to don't have enough money on their own to back a project like this. And I wouldn't go above 55 years old either, only because the majority of the crowdfunding backers have an age range between 25 up to 55 years old max. Just remember, don't be afraid to select a wide age range as your target. Because we'll start wide, but we are gonna narrow it down based on actual response from the market. Now, let's define the gender. So, unless we have a project especially built for a specific gender, we would go for both of them, men and women. And again, based on the market response, we'll allocate more budget over the gender, which is gonna respond better. Just to give an example, there is a student of mine, Antonio, from Embridges, and they've raised around $20,000 on Indiegogo. I'm gonna do a video about their campaign too. And they have launched on Indiegogo a particularly horseback riding pants for women. So it's easy to say in this case that men are not your target. Third point, location. Now, the situation is getting serious. What I always tell to my clients is, even though your project has the potential to be backed by people from all over the world, you need to start focus on one location at a time. And the reasons behind that are, first thing, this is gonna be easier to manage. Less variables, less languages, less materials to prepare. Secondly, it's gonna be more efficient in terms of cost, because more data we're gonna collect from one country, faster we're gonna be able to improve the acquisition cost and the conversion rate from that country. So, which country should I pick? My suggestion is to choose a country in line for your project and your market distribution. Let's make an example. A client of mine, Abel, from Kleinworth's team, is creating an RPG video game about dogs and cats, which probably could be successful in Asian countries such as Japan, China, Korea, but it could be tricky to access there. The language barriers, the different market strategies, or the lack of knowledge of the main US crowdfunding platforms will be an obstacle. Therefore, in this case, it would be more effective to start targeting from the US, which still has a wide market for video games. And even because the majority of the backers of these crowdfunding platforms, Kickstarter and Indiegogo, are coming from the US. So let's take in consideration only one country at a time for now. Then, when we reach a good acquisition cost and a good conversion rate, we'll be able to test even different countries. Second info to define our target: behaviors. We also need to outline the behaviors of our potential backers. We need to ask ourselves which kind of people we are referring to. Why would they be interested in giving me money for backing my project? So let's take as example a new fancy fitness app. We need to think about at least 3 to 4 types of people's behaviors. In this case, we are looking for people who they care about themselves, about their health. They are workout people, people that spend time during the day to fit their body. Second, they are also hardcore app users. They are people that use a lot of applications during their everyday life, cause otherwise they are not gonna be interested in backing my project. Third, behaviors. We are looking for people that are curious to try new stuff out there in the market for first. People who are not afraid to spend money on something that doesn't exist yet. Technically speaking, when we are about to launch a new product, brand, service on the market, we are looking for early adopters. We would need these kind of people in any cases. The cool thing is that inside these crowdfunding platforms, there are plenty of them. Because early adopters tend to back a lot of crowdfunding projects. So our job is to get their attention within the platform, Kickstarter or Indiegogo. But we'll see this in another video though. So guys, at this point, what I recommend you is to take a blank paper or Word page and start reporting all the info related to your potential backer profile in the way that I showed you. Let's start with the demographics information and define age range, gender, and the location first. Second, define also the behaviors. Be sure to pick up at least between 3 up to 4 major behaviors of your potential backers, including also early adopters of new product or service. This way, you are gonna be sure to have a clear idea of the people who would be interested in your project, to tailor the right materials for the right audience. This is gonna be the first brick to place. Anyway, if you are looking for a cheat sheet about it, you'll be able to find it out inside my blueprint pre-launch manual that I've created called 3 Simple Steps to Success on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. You'll find the whole strategy to run a proper pre-launch phase for successfully launch your project in crowdfunding. Plus, you'll find out also some cheat sheets for every topics contained, including this one. You can grab it for free by visiting the link in description. As always guys, it was a pleasure. Hope this video was helpful for you. Consider to leave a comment to ask me questions about it and subscribe to my channel to stay updated on fresh new content that I'm gonna drop here. Have a great one. Ciao ciao.